How it all came about really was that the foundation were left a lot of old programmes and newspapers and cuttings and all sorts of memorabilia by the family of a fan who had unfortunately died. The Sporting Memory Group were tasked with doing something with these, looking through them, and I don't know if it was Paula or somebody in their office thought it would be a good idea to do a history of York City. So that was the beginning of it, and from there it just developed. We as a Sporting Memories Group looked through all this memorabilia that was given to us and came up with various cuttings and programmes and things, and that started it all off. And then I took over and put it all together.
And from the foundation's point of view, how important is this for the club this season?
Oh, this is absolutely fantastic. It's a project we started, the idea came about probably about 2 years ago, as Richard says, when we were actually originally presented with all the archive stuff. And then we wanted to do something using the Sporting Memory Group. We had some support from the National League Trust and from the Clifton Ward Council locally to help us fund some of this project so that we could actually get the boards put together, and CJ's have done some great design work for us. We wanted something that could commemorate going from here, from Bootham Crescent, and take all those memories with us as we go into that new stadium. So we're delighted that we're actually able to launch it right at this point, at the pinnacle of this final season, the end of era here at Bootham Crescent. And it's great, the boards are fabulous, they're so well worth coming to have a look at. Whether that be a match day or anybody that wants to bob in during the week, we're more than happy to bring people in and let them have a look. They're so amazing, and great to see so many of the different photographs, so much to learn from them. Fabulous to look how we go from black and white as you work through the decades, we get more colour starting to come through in the latter couple of decades. So yeah, it's really important for us and really great that we've been able to actually get it to come to its fruition right at the beginning of this final season.
A labour of love for you, Richard.
It was a labour of love because I was at the Tottenham, well I was at the Blackpool and the Tottenham game. So really it's got a lot of memories for me as that, and I actually worked with Billy Fenton, who was one of the players. I actually worked with him in later years, so it's in those days you had favourite players, and Billy Fenton was one of my favourite players. This was the highest York City ever reached in the Football League, when we reached the old Division 2, which is now equivalent to the Championship, and we had a couple of seasons there. So this is one of the highlights of York City's history. We've decided that we're going to sell a smaller version, and I think it's classed as A3 size paper.
Yeah.
For fans to buy if they want to. We having to charge £6.50 each, but we've also decided that if people want to buy a complete set of 9, they would be £50. The other thing really is I think it'd be interesting for the young fans of the club who probably don't know a lot about the history. They've probably been told by the fathers and things, but I mean this goes back to probably people's grandfathers and earlier. So it would be interesting for young fans to see the history of York City in black and white and in colour later on. So I think that would be a benefit as well for any of the younger fans.
Yeah.
And a great time to produce something like this, being the final year at Bootham Crescent.
Well, yes, I mean that also was part of the thinking when we did it. And I understand that the idea is also to take these to the new stadium when it's complete, and be put somewhere within the new stadium where people can see them when they walk in.